Well, a first of its kind way to execute death row inmates could be a reality in Alabama in just a few months. The state is expected to execute Kenneth Smith with nitrogen hypoxia in January. A jury found Smith guilty in the 1988 death of Elizabeth Sennett in a murder for hire plot orchestrated by her husband, a pastor. WAAY 31's Matt Paskowitz joins us in the studio now. And Matt, one activist group says using nitrogen gas to put someone to death could put others in danger.
Well, Dan, the American Civil Liberties Union of Alabama, or ACLU, is urging Governor Kay Ivey to halt Smith's execution. And it says the state is rushing to execute him with a never-before-used method. The state botched its attempt at executing Smith by lethal injection last year. Smith claims he asked the state to instead be put to death by nitrogen hypoxia, a method not used anywhere in the world. The Alabama Supreme Court approved this method last week, but Smith and his lawyers are now arguing it is cruel and unusual punishment. The Alabama ACLU agrees. It says other people in the room when the execution takes place could also be at risk. Quote, as Alabama races to experiment on incarcerated people with nitrogen gas, they put the lives of correctional staff, spiritual advisors, the media, and victims at risk by potentially exposing them to an odorless and lethal gas. Smith's lawyers filed a suit in federal court asking for a halt to their client's scheduled execution. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall defended nitrogen hypoxia on X, formerly known as Twitter, saying, quote, Elizabeth Sennett's family has waited an unconscionable 35 years to see justice served. Matt Paskowitz, WAAY 31 News.
Thanks, Matt. Now, Smith was originally convicted in 1989 and a jury recommended a death sentence. That conviction, though, was overturned in 1992. Following his second conviction, the jury voted 11-1 for a sentence of life in prison without parole. A judge overrode that recommendation, though, and sent Smith to death row.